Welcome back to the channel, Trucker Riding S.E.E. And we're shut down about just over an hour ago. We're at a Love's travel stop here on US 24, Huntington, Indiana. And before we get started, if you could hit that like button, subscribe, share the video out, help get the YouTube algorithm to push this video out more, so it's recommended to more people jump on or at least view it. As you know, we're trying to elevate ourselves up to 1,000 subscribers. It opens the live stream to just the subscribership and limited. I believe it's 50 viewers, 50 or 100, very limited, but it does limit me. The other thing is, once we get to that 1,000 subscriber, either to this channel or my other channel, RK Auto Detailing, I'm giving away a complete auto detailing package. And it's just when we get to that point, I'm really going to throw a lot in. And I think to go through this, I've been working at this for going on a year and a half. So work along with me, folks, and help me build the channel. So anyhow, let's cut to the chase. I've had a great day today. I'm filling in as we're short a driver. So I didn't think I was going to get this far. I've got one stop left tomorrow in Warsaw, Indiana, and then I'm back to the yard. So I left before 4 o'clock this morning, and I knocked out from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I knocked out Greencastle, Terre Haute, Martinville, did a stop downtown Indianapolis to Russiaville and Wabash. So I'm just outside of Wabash, Indiana. So just a little short run, 2-day run normally is what this is. But yeah, so anyhow, see if I can pull up this article and get my reading glasses on. I want to go over that trucker shortage, and I think it's everything. Without reading the article, I pretty much hit on all the highlights from the discussion the other night, and I wasn't surprised. So 2 articles. One is through the American Journal of Transportation, and the other one was a short blurb from Lexington 18, which is a news channel out of Lexington, Kentucky. So they interviewed a trucking school out of Winchester, which I go through that town very periodically. So the the American Journal of Trucking or Transportation, the truck driver shortage, and this article is from August 3rd, 2023. So this article is a year old. So I am just going to react to this article. So let's do that. It says the trucking industry is experiencing a shortage of truck drivers, which is expected to be worsened over the years, especially peaking, they're figuring about 2030. So we are currently short, they're saying, this is a year ago, 80,000 drivers, and by 2030 they're expecting it to double at 160,000 truck drivers. This is a worrying figure considering we rely on the trucking industry. I think if the trucking industry is going to grow and get double that, where's the product coming from? Again, this is what I'm saying is we're building warehousing, but we're not building manufacturing. We're not making anything in this country anymore new. Like there's no new, nothing coming here new that needs to be shipped. You know, basically goods. Everything we're getting is coming from the ports, coming off a container, intermodal to the, you know, yards, whether rail yards, delivered to cross-dock companies, things like that, where they're getting unpackaged and then distributed out. So as far as that, and right now the consumer is tapped, the economy is constricting, and We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on credit cards, and credit cards, people are using them as lifelines right now to gap food, energy, rent, what have you. Their payroll has not been able to keep up with the ramp up of inflation, which we all should have known. And go figure, that would ding me. Anyhow, get back to that. That was a distraction. So let's see. The shortage of truck drivers, the saying goes, you know, 160. What's causing the shortage? This is what got me. So several factors. High demand. There's a high demand for truck drivers in the U.S. Almost all businesses need them. However, there are too few truck drivers available. Again, I beg to differ, because freight rates are low. The freight rates being low means there's enough truck drivers out there that this stuff is getting picked up at the docks. Someone's going to pick up this cheap freight, whether it's a mega carrier or some independent guy or small trucking business that's, you know, needing to get some kind of monetary going in their system. But if there was a shortage of truck drivers, there would be a ramp up of the product sitting on the dock and not moving. Therefore, the rates would go up, because then they would entice, you know, if this company across the street is needing to get product moved and this company is trying to get product moved, you know, they're going to entice a truck, an owner, a company, a little bit more pay, get it off their dock, get it moving. So that's my take. They're saying retiring workforce. Globally, there are 5 times as many older drivers, age 55 and above is young drivers. They're saying guys like me, I'm going on 50, what am I? 57. And, you know, it's us all old dogs out here right now. And they're figuring that a high portion of us are going to be retiring in the next few years, blah, 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 blah. There's a difference between being out here and collecting a paycheck and being passionate about being behind the wheel and enjoying the truck. I just got done while I was waiting for the 7 o'clock hour to hit and I'm on Eastern time zone where I'm sitting. So, because I'm on the other side of the state. So that's what the ding on the phone was. Wondering what's which time zone. I've been in and out of the central time zone. Sorry, squirrel, but I was in and out of the central time zone earlier today. You know, going, of course, Terre Haute and Lafayette. I cut through Lafayette and all that, so that kept bumping me in and out. Nope, I'm on Eastern time. I'm good. So, anyhow, retiring. A lot of these guys, and I was looking at trucks for sale. I was just trying to get a price on the market. What the market is doing. There was such an influx of pricing from 2018, COVID, now, and so for over the last 6 years, I just want to see where the truck market's been pricing wise, because a lot of guys are, you know, they want to go out in a bang. I would, you know, Peterbilt, Kenworth, a nice truck, not one of the plastic torpedo trucks going down the road. So it's a passion, and whether or not, I think a lot of guys may walk out of this, probably more due to health. So, as far as retiring, a lack of new drivers coming in due to working. So there's a lack of new drivers coming in. We talked about this earlier this week. Due to working conditions, low pay, lack of benefits, many people avoiding entering the trucking industry over these, you know, 3 topics. And like I said, these companies, they got to pay better. You're having to take, you know, anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 worth of equipment down that they're entrusting you, the company, the owner, this price of equipment down the road, anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000 worth of equipment down the road, and not saying also what the product you got on the trailer, flatbed, tanker, whatever it may be, what you're carrying on there. So they're entrusting you with that, and to get it from A to B safely. And you know, these guys, if they're going to pay them low pay, you're going to get what you pay for. That being said, if you're going to pay them low, sorry, I'm getting a little dry here, but you'd want someone very experienced and groomed, or being very little nervous, especially if someone's a little skittish in heavy traffic like your big city, Chicago, New York, what have you. 80,000 pound bullet going down the road. So that and a fatal accident could break a company. So to me, you may want to pay these guys a little bit better. Also, when they said benefits, my company pays for my benefits. I then would have to pay for my wife's. But companies, you got to step up, pay that health insurance on that driver, and just pay his benefits, health, dental, vision. You know, give them all the incentives, not just sign-on bonuses. That's going to come up, but I kind of chuckled at that one. Drivers leaving the industry. Now the drivers that are out here and are leaving after they got a taste of the Kool-Aid over here. Many drivers are leaving the industry in search of jobs that offer better pay, working conditions, and benefits. Everything we talked about last week. And like I said, I didn't even look at these articles. I downloaded them, said I'm going to look them over, and I did. And I just laughed and I said I hit right on the right spot on the subjects. So these individuals are no longer happy with spending long hours behind the wheel of their truck, sleeping on the side of the road, or spending nights in a gas station motel. I call it like being the parking lot princess out here, you know, in you know, these truck stops, customers parking lot, gravel parking lots. Like I said, I am not one. I won't sit on the on-off ramp of the rest areas or an overpass. As you all can just look back in the last couple years, how many fatal accidents have happened. I'd rather put myself in, you know, I look at things in this. I question things in the courtroom of litigation. Where is this going to go? And I just quickly ask myself simple questions that would be in litigation. Therefore, you know, just put yourself in a safe spot, safe haven. That's what I do. My company doesn't hard press me that I've got to run it right to the wire on my e-logs and then just pull off in a random spot. Legally, in litigation, the truck needs to be in a safe haven, safe spot, and if it is not, it opens up the driver and the company to prosecution. So anyhow, moving on. How can we overcome the issue? Although the truck driver shortage is unlikely to end anytime soon, there are some things that we can do to attract more individuals to the industry. Here's how they're going to attract them. Increase the pay. One of the main reasons people leave the industry is the pay in trucking. This has been going on since I went full-time in '88. This has always been the revolving door and the problem, and it just hasn't stopped. So if we increase wages, we may be able to retain the employees. They said offer better incentives, offer an employee benefits. They're saying like cards or gift cards or debit card or something for healthy foods, this and that. No, I'm going to disagree with that, and I'm going to say you need to tell these people, we're going to pay your health insurance, we're going to pay your dental, your vision, we got you covered. That's it. Don't give them some willy-nilly card that you can go down to Walmart and use. It's useless. These people need to be covered. Health insurance is getting out of control, so you're gonna have to step into your profits and pay up a little bit here, mega carriers. Improve working conditions. Okay, so we can't do much about improving the trucks. The trucks, sleeping arrangements and all that, they have gotten better than like the sleeper coffins that I remember from 40-50 years ago. But you know, these trucks are also pretty top heavy, so there's pros and cons to everything. So they can't do much, but there are some things they can do to improve the working conditions. Booking truck drivers into hotels instead of expecting them to sleep in their cabs on the roadside. Sure, go with that. Our day cab drivers here do that. I did it before. You folks saw me when I started this channel a year ago. I was at the hotel and I was eating at restaurants. It's nice, but I also know that I brought to the company, to the CEO and that, I said that at some point you got to make a pivot and you got to start doing a cost analysis on your transportation side. Otherwise, you're going to run yourself out of business on this. And again, my connection lost. There it comes back. Connection lost, but we're back. So I just wanted to make a point getting in a sleeper truck, because it was always said that we can't get in the stops with the sleeper truck and all this and that. I've gone in this identical truck with the same wheelbase. This truck, I stood back and looked at it a month ago. This truck I'm in now, the wheelbase between the tandems, the drive axles, and the back of the sleeper is long. Obviously, plenty of room for a tri-pack APU, but also because this truck, prior to me getting it, whoever had it before me ran reefer, because that extra, you want that space, that little bit of frame length, because of the reefer unit on the front being able to not hit while you're turning and pivoting, you know, up and down and this and that, the back of the sleeper. So that was the tip. I kept looking at it and I said, this was, someone spec'd this, or someone was pulling a reefer with this at one point. So last thing that probably get everyone jazzed up is here we go, number 3, employ foreign drivers. There's no shortage of foreign drivers interested in working in the United States. Overseas drivers are more than happy to work in America under these current working conditions and fill in the shortfall. However, at present, we cannot bring them here to work. Well, Biden has just done that, this whole administration. So, it's not going to be the self-driving trucks and the EV that any of us got to ever worry about. And it's going to be the foreign workers coming in here, and they're going to take up these jobs. So, and they'll figure it out. It's going to take a decade, you know, to learn the land, the roadways, the laws. So, which is then, these companies are going to manipulate them to take a lower pay. This is going to bring the pay down. And I explained this to my wife. What it's going to do is drive the pay down. It's going to drive it down, not in the trucking industry, overall across this country. You know, your unions and all that. These foreign workers are going to come in. They're going to work. They'll like, dude, this is a better way of living. They're going to take a lesser pay to do the same work and probably do more output of it. Keep that in mind. That's here. That's not even coming at us. It's already here. It's happening. So the shortage of truck drivers in the U.S. began way before the pandemic, and unless things change, they've been saying trucking shortage since the 80s, and when I got in it, and then I started hearing the rhetoric all the time. So it's hogwash. Just let it go. There's no shortage, folks. It's just companies just companies. Now I will say respect, and companies treating their drivers better. Yes. Now, back then, they treated us like shit. They railed us. They basically just beat us like fueled mules to keep going all day long, because they could get away with it because regulations weren't there. You know, it wasn't nothing to work 16, 18, 20 hours a day. And I did it. And they did it legally. So it wasn't until the early 90s, 90, 91, when the CDL got implemented at that time, then the drug screening came in. So, you know, before that, all I had to do is get my chauffeur's license, didn't have to take no drug test, just fill out an application, got in the truck, go. You know, now it's a whole big thumbprint, this and that, background check, and blah, 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 blah. So, different times. So, because I got to do the whole kit and caboodle I did last November when I redid my hazmat, my license renewal. So I'm going to go to the other article, which just kind of bounced off that American Journal of Transportation. But they went and interviewed a truck driving school. And the truck driving shortage is getting worse. What are local CDL schools seeing? And this was out of Winchester, Kentucky. In the next several years, the more people retire, I think that, yeah, whatever. It's going to be health issues more than retiring. They're just reiterating some of that. So Blue Crest CDL Academy in Roma has now hit its low in recent months. The instructors are saying that they started the year, the first month of January of this year, with 30 people. And then after that, come February and thereafter, they're seeing about like 3 people per class. So, yeah. So they interviewed one of the students in the class, and I said, all right, this is interesting. Maybe you all want to hear this. But this guy said that he left a factory job to get a CDL.